System 1 loaded.
Sulig Best Day ManCom members. I am Engineer Zodiat B. Pitilo of the Education Facilities Section. As chairperson of the Division Sites Titling Committee, it is my honor to present to you the school sites titling status of our division in this 14th Division Expanded Management Committee meeting. In the time given, I will be talking about 4 points: schools that have no problem with site ownership, land classification of area with schools, status of specific schools, and schools that may possibly acquire titles next year. I hope you will all give me the time and attention as I start my status report. Let's begin with the schools that have no problem with site ownership. We have schools who already have titles issued in favor of the Department of Education. For our division, we have a total of 14 schools: Bislig Central Elementary School, Burboanan Elementary School, San Antonio Elementary School, Mantaban Elementary School, Pamanlinan Elementary School, Maharlika National High School, San Vicente Elementary School, Caguyao Elementary School, Dilot Elementary School, San Vicente National High School, Santa Cruz National High School, Karamkam Elementary School, Danipas National High School, and Pamaypayan Elementary School. For this year, the only site that was able to get a title is the division office. Of course, we thank Mampasit for the efforts in processing the title. As what SDSU said, we are no longer squatters. We also have one school with a deed of usufruct with the IP community. This is as good as a title because any land within the ancestral domain can never be owned by anyone else other than the IP community. So, a deed of usufruct would suffice as evidence that the school has the right to be in that site. For our division, we have the New Jerusalem Elementary School. Those are the only schools with no problem when it comes to documents showing legal right to be in the site. We go now to the classifications of the lands of our schools with no title or deed of usufruct yet. There are those that are classified as timberland, alienable and disposable public land, privately owned land, and land that is part of an ancestral domain. For those that are classified as timberland, the committee has already communicated with the site's titling office of the central office and gave a list of schools that are found in timberlands, as there is a need for reclassification first from timberland to alienable and disposable before we can start processing for a special patent to be issued in our favor. For alienable and disposable public lands, there is a need for us to apply for special patents. For ancestral domain, a deed of usufruct must be entered between the division and the IP community. And the last and most taxing one are those that are privately owned lands. I say taxing because in this classification of land, we now deal with people like the donors or sellers. Issues arise when dealing with these lands because of so many factors, such as heirs no longer wanting to acknowledge the donation of the deceased, or the school not having a copy of the deed of donation, or not knowing where the original copy of the title is. Let's check on the schools which we have already identified with the help of our friends from the DNR Centro, the National Commission on Indigenous People, and the schools. O, basin matingala mo nga dili tanan schools na mention. Dili pa ni tanan nga untitled schools ang naapil sa list. But rest assured that the committee is trying its best to have a complete list and classification of lands for all the entitled schools. Let's start with those classified as timberland. We have Sote Elementary School, San Fernando Elementary School, Mabog Elementary School, Mamparasan Elementary School, Mantuyum Elementary School, Puerto Elementary School, San Nicolas Elementary School, Sanyata Elementary School, Mabog National High School, Espirito Elementary School, Labisma National High School, and part of New Bonga Elementary School. For alienable and disposable public lands, we have Coleto Elementary School and Bislig City National High School, Coleto Annex. The schools that are found in ancestral domains are New Jerusalem Elementary School and part of New Bonga Elementary School. As per the committee's records, the following schools are privately owned: Ar Castillo Elementary School, Bagis, Standalone Senior High School, Bukto Elementary School, Mangagoy National High School, FC Pedraverde Lindo Elementary School, San Jose National High School, and San Roque Central Elementary School. Let's now discuss some of the issues of some schools. For New Bonga Elementary School, a part of the school falls under an ancestral domain, and another part of the school falls under timberland. As of today, no deed of usufruct has been issued yet between the division and the IP community. For Coleto Elementary School and High School, as per the school heads, applications were already made to the Senro for the issuance of special patents. For Ar Castillo Elementary School, Bagis, they cannot push through with the application for title because of a present issue. It was actually Person A who donated it. Person A has already passed away, so it's the heirs who are now in communication with the school. The heirs want the school's name to be changed to their father's name, something that they have all the right to request. However, the heirs of Person B will not allow for a change of name. Of course, as much as possible, we'd like to settle this in the most peaceful manner. So, diring dapita, medyo dili pagid ta maka-move forward. For Gerardo Virano Elementary School, there's an issue as to its land classification. While the school has a deed of donation, there is also a claim that it is not a privately owned land, but a part of an ancestral domain. That is something to be verified. For San Roque Central Elementary School, Senro's record showed that the land is owned by BCDFI. The school head is yet to look for the authorized representative of BCDFI, so dialogue can be started. The committee has projected 4 schools that may start processing their application for title next year. This is, of course, depending on other factors, such as the school head's active participation, the availability of the documents needed, and the cooperation of private persons involved, among others. 1. We have San Jose National High School. The lot was donated by the barangay, which it purchased from a private person. The school is now coordinating with the barangay. The issues that they must resolve first are as follows. The barangay still has to gather the documents, including the title of the lot. The title is still in favor of a private person and not with the barangay. And possible issue on the payment of taxes for e-car from BIR. 2. We have Bukto Elementary School. The lot was donated by person A, but for some reason, it has been sold to person B, and person B has a title in his favor. Person B, however, is okay with donating the lot to the school. The issues for Bukto ES are: a subdivision survey must be made to separate the school site from the rest of the land in the title. And the committee still has to go to the school and have a dialogue with the donor, because apparently, according to the school head, the donor has showed hesitation. Murag ang tenor kuno kay magpabayad siya, which is contrary sa among naistoryahan the last time we went there for technical assistance. 3. Mangagoy National High School. The lot was donated by person A, who is already deceased. The committee, together with the school head, already had a dialogue with one of the heirs for drafting of a new deed of donation. The issues they need to resolve first, however, are as follows. The heirs still need to give copies of the title and actually have the original copies of the titles. Extrajudicial settlement of estate must be done by the heirs first, and possible issue may arise on the payment of taxes for e-car from BIR. Last, we have PM Clar Elementary School. The lot was donated by person A, who is now deceased. The heirs of the donor, however, are willing to coordinate with the school to have the title transferred already. In fact, they have already cost the subdivision survey of their entire lot, including the school site. They are just asking for a contribution of 5,000 pesos from the school to assist them in their incurred expenses. That is already advantageous to us because if kita pa ang magpa-subdivision survey, mas dako pa kaysa 5,000 pesos ang ato magasto. Another issue that must be threshed out first is the payment of taxes for e-car from BIR. And that's all for my status report. If you have questions, you may contact me through email or text or call. You may also check out the Education Facility Section site at bit.ly/BCDEFS. Thank you for your time and attention.